Well, do I have a lot to talk about today. Monday night was Raw Roulette, and I've not had a chance to make a video up until now. And there's been a lot of talk about what happened on Raw Roulette. Not so much the matches, and not so much what happened for the most of the show, but how it ended. I could come on here and just do a video about that, but I thought now I'll give a full review of the entire show just to give a bit of balance to it all, because a lot of people spoke quite negatively about the show, so I thought I'll come on here and defend it a little bit. So, started off, obviously, Raw Roulette in Las Vegas, Nevada, America, hosted by Booker T. HBK came down to the ring. And usually you're thinking, right, this is Shawn Michaels, this is, well, personally, like, one of my favourite wrestlers of all time. When I was a kid, I was a massive fan of Shawn Michaels, and he's not been around for like a few months, since WrestleMania, in fact. And, yeah, when he came down to the ring, I just wasn't bothered whatsoever. I was watching it like, no, I'm not that bothered. Punk came down to the ring, and you know, this is CM Punk. This is a guy who's one of the best guys at cutting promos at the moment in the WWE, and he's with one of my favourite wrestlers of all time in the ring. And just the way it was all going down just wasn't appealing to me. It was just a bit flat for me. It was like, this isn't what I really want right now. As much as I like both of these guys, I didn't really want to see both of them in the ring at this time. I wanted to see something else. I wanted to see Raw Roulette. I wanted to see gimmick matches. I wanted to see something exciting, especially after they'd hyped up Evan Bourne versus Sin Cara will finally be on the show after the mess up last week. I was really excited for those kind of matches, but they didn't give us this. It wasn't an amazing promo, to be fair. It was, like I said, very flat, and I've got nothing really of note to say about it, although CM Punk did do a really good Shawn Michaels impression, I've got to say. Then we had Kane versus CM Punk. While the Shawn Michaels thing was going down, they super kicked Atunga and McGillicuddy here. Fuck knows where Mason Ryan was. I don't think anybody even cared. Obviously last week he got the Batista chance, which everyone took great pride in, taking the mick out of the new guy Mason Ryan. I think Mason Ryan's a lot better, well, has more potential than Batista, but whatever. Right, so Kane beats CM Punk via count out in, I don't even know what the match is. I think it was maybe a surprise opponent match or something stupid like that. I don't even think they spun the wheel. I just think Booker T went, hey, you got a surprise opponent, and it is this guy, and it was Kane stood next to him. Anyway, yeah, Kane won by count now. Next we had Sin Cara versus Evan Bourne. Now, a lot of people said that this wasn't such a good match. I'm not going to majorly disagree, but I am going to say that it was above average. This was an okay match. I enjoyed how they had the back and forth. It wasn't exciting with like lots of near falls and stuff like that, but it's what you expect from these two guys. They're both high flyers. They can both do like a few stunts. I like the thing where they both were out of the ring and they both had a little stare off, and they both went back in the ring, and Sin Cara did some sort of flippy floppy flu thing onto Evan Bourne. That was all good outside. That was all good. And yeah, Sin Cara got the win with, I think he did some. He did, I think, what's it called, La Mystica, but he didn't do it as an armbar. He just did it where he hit Bourne to the mat and then turned him over and covered him for the win. And that was a no count outs match, although it didn't really matter. They went out of the ring like twice, but what have you. Then we had Kofi Kingston beating Dolph Ziggler in a Player's Choice match. It was Player's Choice, which meant that Kofi Kingston spun the wheel. I didn't get why Kofi Kingston was the player and not Dolph Ziggler, but it was a non-title match, and basically Kofi Kingston spun the wheel and it came up Player's Choice, so he got to choose his gimmick. And if it was me, I would have said, I'll have a title match please, with Vicky Guerrero banned from ringside. But Kofi Kingston said, I will have Vicky Guerrero banned from ringside. Now I know the anonymous general manager has said that it's going to be a non-title match, but you just got a Player's Choice. It's your choice. It's not the general manager. So you say, I'll tell you what, I'll have that. I'll have a title match. Vicky Guerrero banned from ringside. Dolph Ziggler both like all four limbs tied behind his, like tied together, whatever. Kofi Kingston would have definitely won the title, but he didn't have that ambition. He just said, oh, I'll have Vicky Guerrero banned from ringside because that's what I wanted last week. You know, made him look pretty dumb in my eyes. Next we had Alberto Del Rio spinning the wheel for a match against the Big Show, and he got a cage match, and in fact it was Maurice who spun the wheel and he got a cage match and he was shitting it. And it was I'll say an average match. It wasn't, I don't want to say it's too bad, but it's not great either. Then Mark Henry comes down, rips the cage door off or knocks it down or whatever, comes in the ring, allows Del Rio to escape and then hits Big Show through the cage with the steel door, which was an impressive enough spot. Next up, Kelly beat one of the Bellas in a submission match, a non-title match again with a Boston Crab. Like there was like 3 non-title matches on this card, which you want to give us excitement. You're gonna give us rubbish matches. You might as well call them title matches. Even like, they had Kelly win this, so you might as well call it a title match. But never mind, she got the win. Then we had DDP returning to Monday Night Raw for probably the first time in probably about 8 to 9 years, something like that. And yeah, him and Booker T are talking about the new WCW DVD. Look at this, we've got, and then Drew McIntyre comes in and says, "Oh, you two, I'm not saying you two guys are rubbish, but you two guys are old and you need to get out of here, otherwise you're going to leave you there on stretchers." Don't know why they chose Drew McIntyre, probably because they had nothing else for him to do and he turned up. And Shawn Michaels super kicked him, and then Shawn Michaels said, "Oh, I didn't watch any of Nitro," and then yeah, he said, "Oh, I'm sure it's all good though," and then that was the end of the segment. Pretty, well, useless really. Then we had pretty awesome match actually. Alex Riley and Rey Mysterio versus Jack Swagger and The Miz in a Tornado tag team match, and this is really good. I really enjoy matches where you've got lots of guys in there at the same time, and then you can have like 2 going on the outside, so they can just get a bit of a breather. Then you got 2 of them going out on the inside. Then one from the outside can come in, and then one of them can get thrown out or whatever. It just throws up a lot more excitement rather than just general tag team matches, I think. And Tornado tag team matches, this was a brilliant match. This is probably my favourite match I've seen on Raw all year, and that includes the John Morrison Miz match, which was everyone bummed at the start of the year. But yeah, it's a really good match. Riley and Ray got the win. I highly recommend people check that out, because I thought it was really exciting. They did loads of near falls in this match. That's one thing I'll give this match. They did loads of near falls, and to compare it to the Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards match from Ring of Honor, I know this was seen as sacrilege by all the ROH lovers out there. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of ROH, but a lot of people overhyped that match, and there was a lot of near falls in there where it just didn't look, to me, it just didn't look right. But in this tag team match, they made the psychology, they had the psychology spot on, I think. Then we had R-Truth spinning the wheel for a non-title match against John Cena when he got a tables match. And right at the end, CM Punk comes down, him and Cena start battling. And then while he's distracted by Punk, R-Truth hits Cena through the table and gets the win. Awesome, R-Truth gets the win over the champion. Great for him. Then CM Punk grabbed the mic, and he grabbed it and he walked up to the top of the ramp and he sat down, and everyone's like, that was this is the thing everyone was raving about. Wow, this amazing CM Punk promo. I'm watching it, and he starts talking about, what was he talking about? What did he start talking about first? I actually can't remember. But within the entire thing, he talks about how The Rock and Cena are going to be headlining WrestleMania when The Rock's not even a part of the company. Why is he headlining WrestleMania and not CM Punk? Stuff like Vince McMahon's like putting the WWE letting him down basically, and that he thinks it'd be better off when Vince dies, but it won't be, because it's just going to go to Stephanie, who's stupid, and Triple H, who's a dumbass, and Vince McMahon is surrounded by yes men such as Johnny Ace, and then he called Johnny Ace a douchebag, or he called all the guys around him douchebags. What else did he say that was quite controversial? Off the top of my head, I actually can't remember that, which is rubbish, because this is the main thing I wanted to talk about, and I can't remember. But yeah, I want to talk about the analysis of my personal opinion of this. Everyone was talking about, oh, was it a shoot? Was it a work shoot? Personally, I don't think there's a such thing as a work shoot. If you're working, you're working. You could be. A lot of people say truthful things in their work, like when they're working in promos. It doesn't mean it is a shoot. It's just a work. And for me, this was a work, but that doesn't take any of my enjoyment out of it whatsoever. This is a really cutting edge promo. He sat there and he told some very much truths to the camera and to the audience. He also mentioned when he wins the title on Sunday, that he's going to leave. Maybe, I don't think it's this Sunday, but it's not this Sunday. But when he does win the title on the 17th of July, I believe it was, or 16th, that he's going to go to either New Japan, or he could go to New Japan and defend the title, or to Ring of Honor. And then he says, "Hey, Colt Cabana," and then everyone was like, "Oh, why would WWE let him do that now?" It's no skin off the WWE's back if they highlight those companies. If they want it, if CM Punk was cutting a legitimate shoot, he would have mentioned TNA. Even though there's all the stuff about how TNA sacked him and didn't really want him in the first place, he still would have mentioned them to piss WWE off. It wasn't a legit shoot, but it was a brilliant promo. I was thoroughly entertained throughout, and that is all that matters at the end of the day. It's not whether it was a work or whether it was a shoot. The fact of the matter is, it was a work, not a shoot. they let him say what they said, and then they all planned to cut his mic off at maybe he didn't know which point they cut it off, but they would cut it off at some point, and the show would just fade out, because they've always got the little graphic thing ready to fade into when they do fade out, but they just faded straight out. And obviously it was at the end of the show, so they would have had that ready to just do, but they didn't do it. So, but yeah, it was a brilliant promo, and I took my hat off to Punk. It was a fantastic promo. Hopefully it drives a little bit of attention to both the New Japan and ROH brands, because both do fantastic shows. I think New Japan have just done the Super Juniors tournament, which was about, I think, last month, or maybe the start of this month. But yeah, I've not seen it yet, but I'm really excited to watch that. But yeah, that was my thoughts on Raw, and I think Raw, in general, was not too bad. Now, this is where I'm going to, because Raw was like a few days ago, and you've seen everyone's review already. Why watch this one? Why is this any different? I thought, you know what, I'm going to put some spoilers in this video. So, if you do not want to hear spoilers about this week's upcoming Smackdown or next week's Raw, turn the video off now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sorted. Right. Done. Now, okay, Smackdown. What happens on Smackdown? Christian comes out and he says to Teddy Long, hey, I want a match against Christian at Money in the Bank. Next up, we have Orton against Mark Henry, and Orton beats Mark Henry by a count out, because the Big Show's music plays and Mark Henry goes outside to investigate or something like that. The referee counts him out. Then Mark Henry goes and beats up the technician who turned the music on, and apparently there's no more music for the rest of the night, which is a bit lame, but whatever. Daniel Bryan then beats Ted DiBiase via submission. Then Christian beats Sin Cara, which I'm sure is a really good match. And I was quite intrigued when I heard that Sin Cara lost, because I don't think he's lost yet in the WWE, has it? Correct me if I'm wrong, write it down here in the box or whatever. But yeah, I don't think he has lost yet, which is quite interesting that they finally made him lose to Christian. I've got no problem with it. You know, he's been there for what, about a month or two now. He doesn't need a massive continuing undefeated streak. He can lose every now and then. He'll get it back. Sin Cara is a marvellous worker. He's bloody beautiful. He's a beautiful worker. Right, what have we got next? Contract signing tonight is announced for Christian and Randy Orton. Woo! Then we've got Cody Rhodes beating Ezekiel Jackson in a non-title match via Ted DiBiase's distraction. Johnny Curtis then cuts a horrible promo apparently. Then Kane beats Wade Barrett. Then they've got the contract signing. Apparently Randy Orton signs it, then Sheamus comes out and he attacks Randy Orton, then he attacks Christian, then he tears up the contract. So what's going to happen? Maybe a triple threat match at Money in the Bank. Yeah, that sounds great to me. I've got no problem with it. The Christian Randy Orton matches are good. Throwing Sheamus in there is just an extra dimension in my opinion, and will be fantastic. Like I said about the Tornado tag match while I was reviewing Raw a minute ago, I really like the matches where you can have where you basically don't need tags, so anything can happen at any moment, and anyone can go against anyone at any moment. Basically, I think they're really good. Now, Raw spoilers. At the start of the show, because CM Punk is suspended because of what he did, he went off the cards. He wasn't supposed to say what he did, so he's been suspended indefinitely. So they announced a number one contenders match. The World Heavyweight Championship, Rey Mysterio versus Alberto Del Rio versus R-Truth. Then Cena comes out and he cuts a promo saying that Punk, he was wrong to say what he did last week. I don't agree with him, but I do agree that he should be able to say whatever he wants. And I want answers from Vince McMahon tonight. Why did you suspend CM Punk? Why have you taken away his title shot for Money in the Bank? I'm really upset with you. I want to face CM Punk. So we've got that, which I'm sure is a pretty good part of the show. Then we have Kelly and Eve beating the Bellas, which I'm sure is an awful match. Then R-Truth talks about a conspiracy, saying, I beat John Cena last week. I shouldn't have to have this triple threat match tonight. This is all conspiracy. And then he bumps into Del Rio, and then Del Rio says, this is my destiny, and all that bollocks. I don't know why I'm saying it's bollocks. I actually like the Del Rio character, but the destiny thing's it's dragging on a bit, isn't it, lad? Then we got McGillicuddy and Otunga beating Kozlov and Santino. I'm sure that's a 5-star classic. Then we got Miz. He says he's going to take out Riley tonight because he's got a match against Riley. Then we got Jack Swagger versus Sergeant Slaughter, and Jack Swagger beats him, then he's got the ankle lock on for edges, then Evan Bourne comes out and makes a save. And then Sergeant Slaughter leads the Pledge of Allegiance with the crowd. This is July 4th, by the way, when this is going to air, which is really surprising because I thought July 4th WWE want to do a massive live show, but it's not going to be live. It's pre-recorded. They're going to be in Australia apparently. Maybe you guys in America can tell me why. Are there some massive celebrations like during the night that a lot of people go to, or are there specials on television that people will be watching? So that's why WWE aren't trying to go full force with this July 4th, and they just sort of, you know what, we're not going to get high ratings. We might as well just do the pre-recorded one now. Please let me know down there because I'm really interested to know why they haven't done a live one. To me, this is a big show. If I'm WWE and I'm patriotic like Vince McMahon is, I'm going, right, July 4th, 3 hour show, I'm going to go all out. I want a massive rating on July 4th. I want the American people watching my show. You know, it's weird I didn't do it. So yeah, that's going to be rubbish for us to watch, the Sergeant Slaughter doing the Pledge of Allegiance, so I'm pretty sure I'm not going to watch Raw this week. Then Alberto Del Rio beats R-Truth and Rey Mysterio, and he's the new #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. Are we all excited to watch that? John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio at Money in the Bank? We'll find out. Next up, what have we got? Vicky and Dolph decide to have a July 4th party in the ring because Dolph Ziggler is the United States Champion. Then Kofi Kingston comes out and they have a bit of a brawl, and Vicky Guerrero's face gets put in the cake apparently. Ooh, that's going to be exciting, isn't it? And then yeah, the brawl continues between Dolph and Kofi Kingston, which is bollocks. Then we got Riley beats The Miz via a backslide. I'm sure that'll be a average match. Then Vince comes down and he cuts a promo on CM Punk saying that he shouldn't have done what he did or whatever. I don't know. I've not seen it. It's not aired. I've just read. So yeah, he cuts a promo on CM Punk. Apparently John Cena interrupts him and says, "Listen, you shouldn't have suspended CM Punk. You should let him have his title shot back. If you don't let him have his title shot back, here, take my title." And he gives the title to Vince apparently, and he walks up the ramp. And then Vince McMahon says, "Whoa, whoa, slow down, slow down, slow down." And he meets him on the ramp and he says, "Right, you've got it. You can have your title back. You will face CM Punk, but if Punk leaves there as champion, you're fired, CM Punk. You're fired, CM Punk. You are fired, John Cena." So then they could lose both guys, theoretically. I think this is all just a big ploy, just so that Cena can go over CM Punk. I don't really mind because it was a good promo and it's a good setup at the end of the day. But yeah, let me know what you think. What did you think of Raw? What did you think of SmackDown? What do you think of what's going to happen on this week's, or this next week's coming Raw? Yeah, feel free to drop a question on my moderator on my channel, because I plan on doing a Q&A very, very soon if I have the questions. I think I got 5 at the moment. I think I answered 10 last time, so I just need 5 more and I will answer them. And yeah, with that I'm out. Please look out for my WCW review, which should be up really, really soon, but I'm guessing this video is going to be really long. It's going to take me ages to upload, so yeah, best get going. With that, see you later. Thanks for watching.